This spring, WPT is taking over an entire Virgin Voyages ship for the ultimate adults-only luxury cruise experience. Featuring a WPT championship with a $1 million guarantee. When you're competing on the Felt, enjoy world-class eateries, pickleball and golf in Grand Cayman, and an epic pool party in the Bahamas. The Sexton Cup is heading out to sea. You could become the next WPT champion. Book your adventure today at WPTvoyage.com.
I'm ready to show my hand, ready to take a stand, wait on a sign above, and I am ready, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game.
What is going on? What is up? How we doing? Hopefully you guys are having a good Thursday evening. We are back at it. Best Bet Live coming to you tonight with a 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stack cash game. You got myself, Ryan, also known as Country. Joined by Trey in the commentary box tonight. What's going on, Trey? How you doing, man?
Doing pretty well tonight. Pretty hyped up for our first stream since 12 days have started.
Yeah, it is. We're on day 3 now of the 12 days of Christmas. So $1,400 high hands going every hour until midnight tonight. And I believe tonight as well, we will be giving away one of those WPT Voyage cruise packages sometime tonight as well. And since we are running a 2-5 deep stack cash game, that means those high hand promotions do qualify for this table as well. But here we are mixing it up first hand, getting things going. Got some suited hands. Antonio Queen Jack suited. Decides to put in a call here. PS in there as well. Alex X, also known as HN. HN going with a different name tonight. And here we are. We got 6 players at a flop rainbow board, 4-8-9 flop.
Antonio flopping a gutter. PS top pair. Alex X open-ended. Both drawing to the 10 to make a straight.
We got Antonio being the one to bet here with his gut shot. And then backdoor to diamonds as well for him.
Yep, he's got a gut shot and then some more. 2 overcards and a gut shot, and a backdoor flush actually. So it's a pretty nice looking hand for sure. PS facing the bet from his right. Top pair, good kicker.
Oh, he puts in the raise, this PS.
Might think that Antonio's stabbing with a hand like the one he has, or maybe a weaker pair than his. Makes sense to try to thin the field here. And if you get 3-bet, you can be pretty sure your Queen 9 is no good.
Looks like HN's not going anywhere. This is why we love HN on the live stream. Puts in the call with his open ender. Gets a few players to fold out of the way. Antonio going to go ahead and put in the call.
Yeah, just $100 more back to him. A lot of his stack already in the middle though, so pretty committing hand for him.
And already first hand, pretty decent sized pot. 615 already in the middle. Here as we head to the turn. Oh, and there is the 10 that comes.
Antonio making the nut straight, and
yeah,
HN making the lower straight.
Yeah, HN's about to feel some pain here.
Yeah, luckily Antonio's not really deep with HN, so.
Yeah, Antonio and Indy as well. I think they min bot into this game, so.
Yeah, a little over the min for Antonio, but.
PS. He's gonna go ahead and bet here.
Yeah. Pretty unfavorable turn for him just because straight draws either get there or make a better hand than his. It's probably a spot he could give up. He also has to be worried about someone with just something better than him earlier in the hand too. Looks like Antonio's going to get the full triple up here.
Yeah.
HN can't pull a straight here.
No.
It's going to at least call. And he min raises to 550 total.
Wow, huge min raise. And
Antonio
essentially,
Antonio going to make sure that
he's
he
making
has
sure.
what he has.
Yep, he's making sure. Like, all right, I think I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and call for less here.
PS now. Still has a gutter to the jack, but that's probably his only out, and it might be to a chop. Even getting really good odds on his money, you can be pretty sure that he's crushed. The turn bet was a little ill-advised in my opinion, just kind of doesn't really serve a purpose.
It looks like he's going to go ahead and put in the call here.
Yeah, it's just a min raise, but dang. Probably not going to see that money, PS.
Call has been made. So 25 more. There we go. Wow. Already firsthand, we're seeing some immediate fireworks. And the ace of river, ace of diamonds comes, so action here is still between HN and PS.
HN's still pretty much in value town.
He puts out a bet of 350.
Call that a token bet pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
If PS had a hand like a weak 2 pair or like a Jack 10, like pair and open-ender, it may feel like calling it, but HN gets a side pot, so he doesn't get too brutalized here.
No, yeah, he does get a side pot, as you mentioned.
And he loses a couple hundred on that hand.
But meanwhile, Antonio, big triple up for him. 10 completed the goods for him.
Wow, well, that's a good first hand.
You're welcome.
Oh, I didn't have shit.
No. Obviously.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, guys, again, as mentioned before, we did start 12 Days of Christmas on Tuesday. We're on day 3 of the 12 Days of Christmas. $1,400 high hands every hour until midnight tonight. There's a ton of cash games going. Plenty of opportunities to be able to try to snag some of that high hand money. It's $275,000 in total of high hand money that we're going to be giving away during the 12 Days of Christmas. It's going to be a lot of fun. As always, guys, you can check out the website, bestbetjacks.com, for all the details when it comes to promotions, tournaments, live stream schedule, and much more. It's all there on the website. All right, Walter, ace, queen. Here's a raise coming. Actually, a 3-bet. Brenda raised it early with ace-6 with the 30.
Yeah, Brenda opening light here. Pretty much the weakest ace you can think of. Early position, yep. Just insta-fold to the 3-bet.
Walter will take down this first pot here after that 3-bet.
Yeah. That first hand, I'm like, really?
Yeah, I would.
They're breaking it ice.
It was 4-800.
All right, limp pot here. 4 players at the flop. 2, 5, 9. Flush draw for Antonio. Pair of 9s for Indy.
See how Antonio chooses to play this. Could raise it. Could just call the bet 2 in position.
It looks like he is. Let's go ahead and put him to call. So heads up now.
Yeah.
6 on the turn.
Both players adding straight draws to their hand. Indy should be decently comfortable. 6 is not an overcard for his 9.
He is going to go ahead and bet 40, keeping the line of aggression here.
Antonio continuing to call as well.
And a blank deuce that pairs the board.
Blankety blank.
Yep.
Indy betting a little blocker action here.
Yep.
Similar to his turn bet sizing. Question is this kind of like a token value bet, or is this how much I'm willing to lose here, and maybe he can get raised off of it? But we don't know because no raise came.
So Indy will go ahead and take this down. Let me say hey to Ray, Bruce, and Steve in the YouTube chat. Good to see you guys. Hopefully you're doing well. Of course, Bruce won Don's earnings from the last cash game live stream. The big 5, 10, 25 that we ran this past Saturday.
That was a heck of a stream.
It really was. There was a lot of action that took place in that game for sure.
Big one.
I'm not worried about you.
We might see a little intriguing action here. Antonio limping queens from up front. Looks like he's going to get exactly what he wants. PS, opening jack 8 of hearts. HN or Alex X, flat calling 7-3. Even Zach with a light 3-bet. The jack 10. And Indy's shipping it. Wow. Just an absolute conflagration of action here. Completely out of nowhere, really. And now Antonio. How can you fold this, really? Queens is a monster under almost any circumstances. Gonna make the call.
Yeah, bro, I got my hand stuck.
The rest are gonna fold around. So we're gonna get the classic race here. Queens versus ace king suited. Indy all in and covered.
Just you two.
Yeah, you called already. I wish I said the 2. Go ahead.
Pretty big flop for both. Antonio top set, but Indy ace king of spades flush draw. Needs any spade that doesn't pair the board. Does not get there.
Wow. I wish I would have said the 3.
Looks like Indy is gonna have to reload. Add back on. First real casualty of the stream, but not a lasting one. We hope at least.
I would have been short with those 2 spades up front.
Bruce, that's good to hear, man. Hope you don't have any long-term effects. I know some people have some tough goes with COVID even after they've beaten it.
Bruce said, beat COVID, back to work, and doing way better. Still thankful for Don? Absolutely. It's good to hear that you're back to work now. All right, Benjamin. This is Benjamin's first time playing on the live stream as well. He is the first newcomer. A lot of these others we have seen on the live stream before or are regulars in the room, like Walter here. King, queen suited. Yep, there is a raise coming. 3-bet, 85.
Suited Broadway hand, definitely worthy of a 3-bet. Only sort of trouble is that Indy is on a very short stack.
Yep. Indy's going to go ahead and let it go here because of that fact as well.
Letting go of the Adonis.
Yep. But, you know, again, short stack. It's a little bit tighter play. Bruce, no worries, man. Just glad you're feeling better. All right, pocket fives for Zach. Zach starting to become kind of a regular on our live stream. Seen him a few times now. 9 times out of 10 takes a little bit more of an aggressive route, but I'd say he's pretty balanced.
Yeah, you missed him earlier. 3-betting the Jack 10 offsuit. He's also a regular in our chat, is Zach.
Yeah. And here's PS. It's going to call with King Jack offsuit. Oh, HN pocket nines.
He's getting out squeezed.
Yeah, he is going to be putting in the raise. We know HN is all about the action. 3 bets it to 160.
Zach here on a stack you'd see people start with at the normal 2-5 game.
Yep.
About an 800-ish stack.
160.
Miss Brenda looks like she's thinking about coming along. Puts in the call.
Just like that, we have a multi-way 3-bet pot. And we haven't even seen PS's action yet.
No, not yet. I feel like PS might. Oh no, he already let it go. Okay, folded it. Wondering if he might have been just priced in to go ahead and just at least see a flop, but he went ahead and just let go King Jack offsuit.
Yeah, the price was good, but the hand and the situation weren't really good for each other. King Jack offsuit, multi-way out of position.
Meanwhile, here's Zach open-ended with this flop.
And HN's still holding an overpair, making a sizable bet. And
wow, Zach goes all in.
Zach just may as well ship it in. He has to at least call the flop bet. Then he's just left with 320 in his stack. Not much playability behind.
Yep.
Open-ended, got a pocket pair.
And HN puts in the call.
As the banner shows, he does have 10 outs.
Ace on the turn.
Needs a deuce, 5, or 7 to get there.
And neither. So 9s are going to hold, and HN is going to get a nice double up there.
Can you run it twice?
Nah, I can't run it twice in 2-5, unfortunately.
Were you able to run it twice?
No.
No, we're not.
Just time break games.
Like the flop.
You are. I mean, I would do the same thing you do. Save it. Okay. I'll save it for you.
It sounds like Zach's going to come back, but wow. Pocket 9s. Holding up for HN.
Not even stumped.
Yeah, with those middle pairs, it's so rare to get those good situations where you flop a nice hand or whatever, so it's always nice to stack someone.
Yep. And again, you heard him kind of talk about it a little bit there too. Like, no one really played that bad. It's just that's just the way it is kind of shaped up after the flop.
Yeah, the pot was super built up already, so
Yep.
the money just kind of has to go in at that point for both of them. I see in the YouTube chat 2 of our big-time chat regs, big-time playing regs.
Aaron and Shane, what's up, boys? Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. Shane, are you back in town, or are you still traveling around?
I don't think
He's
so.
gonna come back.
I know, but when I was walking up, I didn't see anyone on the list.
I was the last one. How much?
Oh, wow, HN. Is this going to be the HN night that we're used to seeing on the live stream whenever things are going well for him?
Maybe now that
Oh,
we
no.
has
Oh, what a cooler.
a must 3-bet hand. And
Oh, no.
looks like he's
Benjamin.
going to go big-ish, like 140.
Oh, poor Benjamin.
Oh, wow, he went 170, excuse me.
70, wow.
That's actually a big 3-bet.
That's a massive 3-bet. But HN not going anywhere, obviously.
HN would be the type of guy just to rip it almost.
I'm
sometimes.
almost wondering if that is what he's going to do. We know HN is a very aggressive player.
It looked very odd.
170?
Just calling.
Just calls, all right.
What you gotta do?
I don't really know anything about Benjamin. I don't know if he's from town or somewhere else. So
Well, I know he's been here since the start, and he is was very excited about getting on the live stream. Talked to him a little bit before we got things going. So let's go ahead and see a flop. Ooh, Jack 7 flop, 2 diamonds.
still an overpair for both of them, but it's going to be a bit of an action herder for HN maybe. He may not be able to pursue this hand as aggressively as he wants now.
Yep.
Potential for Benjamin to have a pocket jacks, pocket tens, or even have him beat pre-flop with pocket aces, but he is going to check raise.
Yeah, it does do the check raise, which is a very strong move. Benjamin, yeah, again, overpair for him too. He's not going to go anywhere quite yet.
Yeah, that first aggression you see, you just kind of have to slow it down a bit by calling at least once. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to continue calling or anything, but
And now the 3rd diamond comes out. And HN does have the king of diamonds.
I think some backup to his hand.
Only 1 true out for Ben. Now HN does click the all-in.
He faded the snap call, so he's probably feeling decently good about his hand. If Benjamin had a hand like a set, a flush, probably would have just stuck the money in here. So without that snap call, HN should be feeling pretty good about his holding. If the only thing that Benjamin could really be thinking about that has HN beat should probably be pocket aces here. Probably pocket aces, no diamond.
And he does lay down the queen, so HN's going to scoop it.
It's good for the game. Come on now.
Give him 10 bucks.
Dodges the cooler a little bit there. Could have easily gone 4-bet and all in, or some other chain of actions that were more costly to Benjamin.
I think HN did show the kings.
HN could bluff there, honestly. So
He's very capable. We've seen it before.
No, he wanted to see it.
maybe even with a hand like ace-10 with the ace of diamonds type thing.
That's how if you guys want to see it.
Strawman, happy birthday to you, man. See that in the chat. Happy birthday. We're flying out to Colorado tomorrow. Safe travels.
You want the big?
Aaron said he's on day 2 of the new chemo. Well, hopefully that's working for you, man.
I like your comment and I might have 6.
I wasn't gonna fold.
Nobody folded. Just bought a straddle.
About the straddle.
I mean, you confused me.
If you did the straddle first, then you'd be good.
Call the 7, call in.
We'll see not ace-9 out there. Brenda with the suited ace-9. Walter 7-5 suited.
Going for a little squeeze of the limpers.
Yeah, raise up to 75. Why not?
Has positional advantage.
Yeah, suited connectors too. Suited 1-gapper. We talk about how much we love those type of hands on the live stream.
They definitely make for some fun hands when they play out.
HN feeling himself. Straddles on the button and is going to call with the 8-deuce suited.
Another suited hand coming along with Brenda.
So hearts, clubs, and diamonds
No spades on the flop, please.
You know we're going to see one. Yep. Or
Two of
two in
them.
this fact. 7, deuce, 10.
Walter flopping the best of it here with middle pair.
And a pair of sevens.
Pretty dynamic board. A lot of ways for it to change. So gonna maybe try to fire out and take it down immediately.
That's
But
140.
HN with bottom pair and position. I'd expect for him to call here.
Call is made, so here we are. We'll see a turn. 4 of hearts.
Brick City. See just how built up this pot really is already. This was just straddled single raise and already.
Walter does put out half pot, a little more than half pot, 275.
Looks pretty committing from his end. Came to the turn with 900 in his stack and just put a third of that in almost. So HN in his spot probably has to give him credit for a legitimate hand and give this up. But,
Or not.
but HN may have a move in mind, or maybe thinks Walter's on a drawing hand like ace, king of spades, that type of stuff. Over cards, flush draw.
And a 4 pairs the board. And spades do complete too.
Walter just sticking it in.
Yeah, Walter goes all in.
This is technically a bluff, because if he gets called, he probably can be pretty sure he loses. But HN has not folded the worst hand quite yet. HN was definitely being a non-believer on the turn, but now the draw is complete too.
Yeah, spade does come out. Kind of yeah, one of those deals for HN. Definitely didn't believe Walter at all.
The story seems almost less believable now that he's shifted in when the spades comes in. If Walter had a hand like an overpair, he might not do this type of thing.
HN is seriously contemplating calling this off.
And he's got the chips in hand.
Yeah.
But
But
no,
instead, he lets it go.
and not good enough.
Yep.
Good one for Walter there. Good little win.
Yeah, Walter gets a nice little pot shipped over his way.
Breaks off HN's momentum too.
Michael in the Facebook chat asking, is this a setup deck? I mean,
The Kings Queens one felt like it.
definitely did.
But then
for
HN
sure.
only called pre too.
Got some support in the chat for Ben as well. Again, mentioned that this is Ben's first time playing on the live stream. Got caught in a tough one, though, as he was the one that had queens against HN's kings. So let's go to stats. 30 minutes in, here's the way things look. Antonio up 12-65. Had that really, really big first hand to kick things off on the live stream. Alex is up as well, which is HN. Walter now up a little bit as well. PS and Zach right now, the two players that are the most stuck at the table. And then quick look at the VPIPs, as you see with Indy, Walter, Alex. Everyone kind of bringing the action. Ben kind of filling things out a little bit. Still 22% VPIP is pretty respectable. So it looks like we're getting ready to do a bomb pot here.
2 boards or 0 boards. If you win one and someone else wins one, you can chop the pot.
So it looks like double board bomb pot happening here. 8 king king on the top, 10 7 8 on the bottom.
Right now, seeing not much of a connection to either board for anyone.
Yeah, PS is a pair of 7s on the bottom board.
Yeah, and an open ender on that bottom board too. So reasonable hand there, but pretty much stone nothing on the other side for him.
HN Jack 9. Oh, wow. He's got the straight on the bottom board.
The tough part about boards like these is just figuring out what board your opponent's really playing for.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ben, 2 pair on both boards, 8s and kings on the top, and then 8-10 on the bottom.
Shipping it in.
Whoa, he is, yeah, gonna rip it all in here.
His hand has the combination of, if they have a king on the top, then he's ahead on the bottom. So it's a perfectly reasonable hand to try to get it in and go heads up.
Sure.
Now PS, not much else to do but let this one go. 2 guys raising in front of you. Likely one of them is playing pretty strong for the bottom board here. And you have no chance on the top, so you're just drawing maybe for a chop on the bottom, and that's just not very likely. Said I heard PS was a little bit of a maniac, so he may just decide to gamble here with the remainder of his chips.
Oh boy, if he does,
You can see his equity is near nil.
yeah. If he does, it puts HN in a very interesting spot as well. I mean, he's not going to go anywhere with the fact he's got the straight on the bottom board.
Yeah, once the option comes to HN, it's going to be click call.
Yep.
Nut straight on the bottom. Would be brutal if someone else has Jack 9 with him, but
Wow, PS does put in the call. Wow, this pot just exploded.
and HN calling too. Just going to run it out from there.
Tray on the bottom.
7 on the turn on the bottom gives PS some hope.
We have. There's side pop. When you guys are protecting straight
So HN and Benjamin going to chop up PS's money here.
Wow, what a run! What a crazy bomb pot that was.
The
Yeah.
wrong one you were looking for.
That's good for you, man. He thought you lost it all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation for Benjamin where the only really way he's beat on both boards against one opponent is if they have like pocket 10s specifically. At least on the flop as it stands. Obviously as the runouts change, then possibilities become very limitless.
Yep. So PS just unfortunately just donated. But again, that 7 on the turn on the bottom board gave him a set of 7s, but
Yeah, gave him a lot of hope back
yeah,
there.
it was a very interesting turn card on that bottom board.
It kind of would have got him there if someone had a king, and Benjamin still just had his 10-8 too. So
PS is going to have to load back up, and meanwhile, Benjamin and HN chopping up that pot.
I had ace jack.
Yeah.
yeah, this feels like the action can get out of control in these double board bomb pots sometimes. And
Well, that was
I had one black.
that was definitely an example of it.
yeah,
That ace is
very big example of it.
you kind of mentioned how PS was a maniac, and sure enough, yeah, just put it in there. Wow.
Yeah, bomb pots definitely, especially 2 boards, add a really interesting wrinkle to the game. Brenda opening up ace-10, going 10x the blind.
Benjamin will go ahead and put in the call with ace-jack, and now Zach, ace-queen. Kind of curious to see what Zach likes to do. Yep, there's the 3-bet.
Pre-flop situation feels a little abnormal just because you're facing such a large pre-flop raise. But Brenda's definitely reasonably active, so I like the 3-bet.
Trade for Jack flop.
Benjamin missing out a little bit on a good flop, but ace-jack wasn't that good looking of a hand.
Now Brenda is going to go ahead and bet 200.
Nearly immediately after Zach checked too. Zach does have ace-queen high, backdoor flush.
10 of clubs will make things interesting for sure.
Yeah.
6 of diamonds on the turn.
This hand's an interesting one just because both of them kind of have what amounts to air, but first bet wins.
Yep, 4-liner does complete on the board. It looks like Zach is going to be the first one to go ahead and bet. That should end the hand.
Yeah, unsure what he's kind of representing here. Maybe a hand like an overpair. Played a little cagey on the flop.
Well, PS right back at it. He's came back with a full max buy-in, and this game is getting bigger and bigger. More chips are hitting the table. Also, guys, again, just a reminder, don't forget, the Winter Series Open, January 18th through the 29th. Kick things off with our multi-flight event, $400 buy-in, 6 flights, $100,000 guaranteed in the prize pool for that tournament. Of course, we will also have our main event, which is a $2,000 buy-in, $300K guarantee in the prize pool for that. We will be live streaming the final tables for both those events, as well as we also have a feature to final table for the women's event. That'll be taking place in the middle of the series. As always, guys, you can check out our website, bestbetjacks.com, for all the details when it comes to promotions, tournaments, live stream schedule, and much more. 8 deuce ace flop rainbow board. Pair of 8s for Indy. Man, no one really hitting anything. Now queen on the turn.
Yeah, just a pretty casual wet pot here. Zach turning a flush draw here. And nobody's showing interest, so Zach just going to try to pick up the pot.
Yeah, that diamond coming to give him a flush draw, and yep, that will go ahead and seal it. So Zach does take this down.
I feel like that's one of the differences we see between these kind of 2-5 and higher games and the 2-2 games. Player with a flush draw in Zach's position, maybe at 2-2. Just want to see what comes up, not try to pick up the pot or anything.
Yep.
Definitely see a little more aggression at the higher games as a general rule.
Are you allowed to? Yeah. All right, perfect.
Just a walk and chop here.
Yep, they are going to chop it up.
8-3 and 8 deuce in the blinds.
Zach, king, queen offsuit. Going to go ahead and put in the raise to 30. Queen, jack for Walter.
Feeling 3-bet happy today.
Yeah, he is. Walter definitely has been pretty aggressive so far on this table. Again, he had the second highest beat pip when we did our last stat check. Antonio 6 tray. Lets it go.
Also, we have a new money in our YouTube chat.
Oh, is that who that is? I didn't see who it was.
It looks like it's Chad, I think.
Looks like it might be.
Wow, 4-4-4. Trip 4s on the flop.
Well, who folded the 4? Now a king on the turn. Spades are out there.
Yeah, Zach now way ahead. Nobody folded the 4. It's still out there, still live. Walter probably will try to bluff at this.
As he said, he's going to take a stab. Go ahead and bluff it up. It is new money. All right, gotcha. And Walter does fire out the bet, as you mentioned, trying to bluff at it.
Yeah. Zach here, if he raises, probably only gets called by a chopping hand at worst, so just electing to call.
Yep. So Zach does make the correct call, and he'll get a little bit back there, which is much needed after he got stacked a little earlier. Miss Shauna, good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well.
Never knowing you, man. You could have a damn 4. I couldn't even raise. Not gonna lie.
Small block.
Well, since I'm ready to come back, but y'all set me up every time you. No, we don't set anybody up. Come on now.
Sorry.
We don't set anybody up. There would be absolutely no benefit in that.
Try to save you 5 points.
All right, HN puts in the first raise, the 20 with Queen Jack suited. Zach with Queen 9. Is this go good? Put in the call.
Getting a train of callers behind now. Here we have it. The best bet heads up. 5-way flop. Jack 10-4, 2 clubs. Pretty much everyone but Walter with a piece here. HN top pair. Zach open-ended. Benjamin with a flush draw. Brenda middle pair. Could be a pretty action hand here.
Yeah, right now Benjamin with the most equity with that flush draw.
Getting a 4-way turn now. Offsuit queen on the turn.
So now 2 pair for HN.
I expect to see a $400 bet from him, honestly.
I'm thinking about it too.
It
That's
goes
a,
$175.
Yeah.
Actually. Maybe worried a little bit about a straight here. 8-9, King 9 possible.
mhm.
Maybe a little worried about what he can get value from, like what kinds of hands have a queen in them.
Benjamin does let go of his flush draw.
Benjamin was facing down the possibility that someone else has a bigger flush draw
Right,
than
yep.
him, which would be disastrous if he hits, and they do have that.
Yeah. For sure, for sure.
While we can see he was, you know, live and very live, actually. Not something you can really tell in game.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with how many players are still in there. You don't know what they have. It's going to be hard to stick around with that, especially when you're up against a guy that's been the most aggressive player at the table. Just go ahead and lead him out.
Yeah.
And the ace of clubs would have completed his flush, but again, high sight's 2020.
Yeah, now what's HN going to do?
He's going to check it.
Yeah, his hand has pretty much got no value to it in terms of betting. Just kind of pays off better hands if you do that. Now Zach, just a queen, probably thinks his hand is no good. But does HN fold to a bluff, and if so, how much does he need to make it?
I think that's what he's trying to contemplate, if it's worth trying to take a stab at it.
4-liner to a straight, 3-liner to a flush on this board. Probably a pretty low possibility as Queen 9 is good, but there is still a chance, so just going to check it back.
He does elect to check it, and he does see the bad news that he did lose the 2 pair.
Yeah, he did have a queen there, so it's reasonable to check it back. If he had a weaker hand like a 10 or a jack, he might bluff there.
Yeah. No fault, no shame in that. Just go ahead and just take your showdown.
I can. A king. I mean, there's a lot. I was in a bad spot.
Yeah, new money. The day that hand was played, we were just pretty much sure that it was going to be in the hands of the year. Busting aces out.
Yep.
The 9-4 offsuit.
Yeah, the Hand of the Year compilation is up on the YouTube channel. I know a lot of you guys did comment on it. Appreciate everyone sharing their feedback and what they thought of that. And, I mean, listen, we had a lot of hands. There was definitely some hands that could have been in that compilation as well, but we can only pick so many.
No, I had Queen 9 on the flop.
Lindsay didn't hit the queen.
Yeah, I knew a few of those as well when I dealt them were probably going to be locks for Hand of the Year, like Mustache getting 3-bet bluffed on the river.
Carson hitting his 1-outer to hit quads after Forrest flopping the boat.
Yeah, and getting a whole stack for it, too.
And it was
5-10.
Yeah, but you know what was funny, too? Like, Forrest had just gotten a double up from Jimmy. when they both flopped trip aces, but Forrest had a better kicker. And then literally the next hand, literally all of them, all those chips were gone to Carson right after that hand. So gross.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to
And I think
fortunes reverse that way so quickly.
And I think those were the only two hands that Forrest played. Like, he had just got to the stream, and that's what happened. From what I heard, too, like, in that particular hand, he had ran it up pretty high in a 2-5 game. Like, he ran it up, and that's why he wanted to play on the 510 live stream, because he ran his chip stack up to the point where he could have been able to play on that table, and then got a nice double up from the first hand he played, and then the second one lost it all just like that. Like Carson said, that was probably the most gross river he's ever been a part of in a hand.
So, Mr. Bill, I can't speak to exactly what you're asking, but I do know Walter's a very regular player here up here in Jacksonville, so
yeah,
I would suppose that that is the case.
Yeah, Walter is usually in this room almost every night that I've seen him. He's usually in here quite a bit. Very prominent regular in the 2-5 cash games. Ten Queen Jack flop. So a pair of tens for PS. Indy Broadway draw, as well as being open-ended. And HN's just kind of here hanging out. All right, so Indy, who was the small stack at the table, is now all in. PS, not going to go anywhere. Going to put in the call.
Yeah, not much more for him to call.
Tray on the turn. King on the river.
PS wins.
Does
Broadway.
win. Broadway completed, and Indy does bust out, unfortunately.
I had a king. Yeah. Ace 10. Shit, I was Straights are good. It's like, just kidding. April Ships in a stack or something. Straight good chase? Thank you. Sorry about that. Sometimes I do mode. Notice. Whatever. 100 bit. You got a button straddle. No good? Volley's good, but I'm like, no, it ain't good. No good.
Walter here, flopping everyone pretty much dead. Top two when nobody else has even a sliver of connection to the board. Zach with just an under pair. Not really much you can do here. Yep. Just a shrug and fold.
Yeah, now I have Cody can see. I have a key with me, so I have to drive with the phone. That's why I said, and listen to music and attention. No coaching here. Wireless. In this case, I have a charger. Not portable, they have to be wireless. Portable wireless. Right, 60. Seven? 27.
Wow. Walter's getting after it today, man. Saw him kind of open a little light with the ace-2 suited. C-bet this flop, and now Zach donk betting the turn. And Walter putting in a little semi-bluff raise with this spade draw. Zach left with not much here to do. Holding the best hand, but no way to know it.
You're not scared of the king, huh?
Walter repping a hand like trip kings are better. Walter getting the bluff there. It's been a solid night for him so far.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I rarely get to see Walter play. I know he plays a lot in the room, but this is kind of like my first time seeing him play, so I'm not for sure if this is something he does regularly, but liking his game from what I'm seeing so far in this stream.
Yeah, my impressions from dealing to him, obviously I can't see the cards then, is that this is a little out of the ordinary. Not like completely out of specification, but a little bit surprisingly aggressive for how I kind of view him. But it's working well for him.
Yeah, I remember, I can't remember if it was the Run Good series, if it was during the Summer series, stuff like that, but I think it was in one of the tournaments. I'm not sure if it was like one of the first event or like maybe a main event type deal where like he made a pretty deep run on the final day. Came like maybe 3 or 4 spots away from getting to the final table of the tournament. So, I mean, very seasoned player. Now look at this. Flush draw and also a Broadway draw, which completes for Ben on the turn there. 4-liner on the board.
Ben here playing to induce, check calling the turn into Zach. Letting Zach represent that Broadway.
Now Zach does bet after Benjamin checked it over to him. Doesn't put Benjamin on an ace and is going to bet with his pocket fours. Now the check raise comes and Zach is going to have to let it go.
Look at that, 3 kings.
I just shot it.
Again, guys, I do appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys watching this 2-5 deep stack cash game. About an hour into the stream so far. We've already seen quite a few hands, quite a few fireworks so far. We're having a stat check here momentarily. So we're now on to the next hand here. Pocket fives, king 10, queen 9, 10 9. King 9-6 flop, so pair of kings for HN. Nines for both Benjamin and Indy. Sounds like they're getting ready to open a 2-5 game. Out on the floor as well, and HN's going to go and take down this one.
You can see at the end of that, HN already up to 3,300 in his stack.
Yeah, very fast start. And again, we mentioned this about HN, man. He gets in these spots where he's just running good and like hitting on everything, so like that. He is by far the most dangerous player at this table.
Definitely has a very out there style and feel for the game that can make him tough to play against and tough to fold against once he makes some big hands.
Yeah,
too, is the big thing.
Antonio puts in the call with his queen 5 suited. PS defending his straddle with 8-6 suited.
Steal.
Yeah, bumps it up to 50. And Indy, you see, not a lot behind here. He's going to put in the call. And then Antonio lets it go. So we're going to be heads up here with PS and Indy. 8-6 suited versus ace-5. 9-6 king. So pair of sixes for PS. Indy unfortunately whiffing on this flop. Looks like PS is going to go about a little over half pot. Yep. All right, 1 hour in the books. Let's go ahead and show you the stats. How things look. Excuse me. Alex up the most right now. HN, almost 2K he's up in an hour. Antonio up 1263. Had that massive first hand where he got that triple up, basically. Walter up 500. PS and Zach right now are the 2 players that are the most stuck at this table. And then there's a look at the V-pips. All pretty respectable. I mean, 27% above, and we've seen a lot of 3-bet action pre-flop, so not a lot of limping or anything. It's been very aggressive action so far for this cash game.
Yeah, with Zach, HN, Walter on the table, I definitely expect the aggression to continue. I don't think it'll ever really stop. So double bar bomb pot, everybody present, I believe.
Tray 4 jack flop, ace 4 flop on the bottom board. Yep. I love the new feature for YouTube. He gone.
So Benjamin here, flopping trip aces on the bottom.
Here, Robert, one of our dealers in the background there. Apparently just dealt a high hand. Yeah, trip aces for Benjamin on the bottom board.
Walter with a pair of jacks and flush draw on the top. Definitely respectable hand, but may wither to a lot of pressure. H10 with a 4 on both.
Which for him is good enough. Oh, never mind. Let's go.
Be a reasonable hand if you know the hand was going to be heads up.
Right, yeah.
Hit both boards.
But considering how much action was behind him, it's got two.
Yeah, a lot of players behind, so just doesn't estimate it into a heads up a lot.
I'm just surprised HN folded.
I'm a bit surprised too.
Hasn't been, that's not in his game, to be honest, but he does let it go. 5 on the top, deuce on the bottom.
Diamond's complete on the bottom as well.
Nice.
Walter has a diamond in his hand, so he's got
Does.
flush draws on both boards.
Oh man,
and continuing to blast.
This is a rough one here.
Benjamin really facing a lot of pressure here because all it takes for him to be beat is Walter holding an ace with pretty much any connection to either board.
Yep.
The only one that like Benjamin does have beat is ace 7 and ace 6. Any other ace hand, and he's in trouble.
Let's it go.
It feels nitty, but it's not really that nitty. His
Yeah,
hand
considering
just doesn't perform. He's basically dead on the top board a lot.
Yeah. Really all he had was the bottom board, but again, trip aces and you're up against diamonds in that spot too and everything. Like,
yeah, or possibly a boat or almost anything.
That's the thing with the double board bomb pots, man, or just bomb pots in general. There's so much variance. Like, you never really know what you're up against, even though, you know, you have a pretty strong hand with trip aces.
Yeah.
Just the way that was shaping up and just everyone being involved, you just don't know, man.
And some people,
so much variance.
And some people think like, oh, it's just all gambling. It's crazy. People just ship the money in and whatever. But if someone did ship the money in there with the ace-8, they would have been misplaying pretty badly.
Yep.
They'd be pretty much getting free rolled for a good percentage of the pot all the time, if not already crushed immediately. So disciplined, solid lay down there by Benjamin.
Yep.
Not much else he can do.
All right, so PS, Queen 10 suited in the big blind. You know you're raising this up. Come on now.
And Walter's hand kind of shows the ability to play for both pots in those bomb pots.
Which in that case it was too.
Yeah.
I mean, 100% was.
When you can play for both pots or you have a lock on one side of the pot, that's when you have the really strong position in those bomb pots. When you know you have a winner one side or you know you're playing for both, where it's very difficult for your opponents to be playing for both.
So ace-8 suited for Indy puts in the call. Queen 10 for Brenda also put in the call.
And Walter would have called most anything there with those odds, that position.
Yep.
Closing the action. But 8 deuce off was bottom of range.
4-9 king flop, 2 spades. So a pair of kings for Benjamin.
Queen 10 for both Brenda and PS. Gut shots.
Both gut shots, yep.
Benjamin also has the best spade in hand for a backdoor flush. Ooh, Brenda. Putting a big bluff raise to 350.
Overbet the pot.
We've kind of seen Brenda get a little bit run over today, getting 3-bet a lot.
But this one's going to work out, gets through.
Getting bluffed a few times. So kind of just out of nowhere bluff there from her, and it gets through.
Brenda's like, yeah, I can bluff with the best one too. Yeah, overbet the pot to take it down. Again, guys, just a reminder, don't forget 12 Days of Christmas is going on. We're on day 3, $1,400 high hands every hour. I believe as well. We'll be doing a giveaway soon as well. For the promotion, by the way, not here on the live stream, but one of these high hands is going to be taking home a WPT Voyage Cruise Package. I believe that's happening now or is it a little later? Let me take a look actually. 'Cause I can't remember what time we're giving that
Oh, I thought it was straddle.
away in the room. Oh, Zach puts in the raise with pocket queens. He said he thought he was on the straddle.
There was $10 out there.
But
Right?
he said he couldn't straddle.
pulled
here.
the bet.
Yeah.
I
said only the
thought
butt.
it was his.
Yeah, no, it's mine.
Okay.
Okay, so 9 p.m. high hand winner is going to be taking home a WPT cruise
Good
package.
or bad news is that you're already priced in. So you know if you want to. Yeah, you're fine.
Indy all in with his ace jack offsuit, and Zach not going anywhere. It's going to put in the call. One thing about playing the short stacks here. Queen's still in the lead. Trey pairs the board. Queens are going to hold.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
So it seems like this is Indy's game. He just min buys the entire time, hoping to get a double up through somehow, some way. Only problem with the min buy. Also, guys, we are less than 100 subscribers away from 10,000 on our YouTube channel. Definitely appreciate all the support you guys have given us throughout the years as we're getting closer and closer to 10K. If you guys like what you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Also, make sure you hit that bell notification as well for when we do go live. That way you know when we are live, and also when we do produce content that you can check out on the site. Oh wow, 2 pair for PS, ace 6. Zach with a flush draw. Walter, pair of aces, puts in the call as well. Spades complete the flush for Zach. Zach needs to avoid the board pairing with either an ace or a 6. It's PS. Don't check it. So free river card coming, and it's a jack that comes on the river. A little scary that the board pairs with the jack, but Zach is going to go ahead and bet. It'll be a test to see if anyone does have a boat or anything like that. Walter, just going to think about his options here for a minute. $75 bet, pretty much a value bet from Zach. Going. PS puts in the call. And the flush is good. PS is still having a pretty rough night, and that's a decent sized pot that Zach's going to be taking down.
Hey, does that hand look familiar to you?
They all run the same. Seen every combination. Know what happened on that hand. Do I have that hand?
You know the hand on what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Aces, nines, 9-7 of spades.
Did I get a flush or a full house?
You went runner for a flush.
No, I don't.
It was all 3 all in.
Oh, no, I had 8-7.
I thought you had 9.
No.
You had 9-7. Oh, I
You
thought
had a set of 9s, I had 8-7.
I missed.
Yeah.
Okay, I misread your hand. Because I thought you had 9-7.
No, 8-7 is spades.
Oh, again, that's the case 9. Because I thought you flopped top 2.
No.
Okay, so it's 8-7.
I thought bottom 2, yeah.
Okay. I wonder why you didn't know the hell I was talking about.
So right now, some limped pots here. HN's going to go ahead and check his option with 10-6 offsuit. Got 4 players. King 6 tray. So Brenda does hit her king. HN hits a 6. Rainbow board really doesn't hit anybody else. Backdoor to spades for Indy. That's really about it. PS is betting into it here with less equity, 3%.
Yeah. Reasonable to take a stab when people check to you in a limp pot. Possible they just don't have much. But in this case, it is not the case. Brenda
No.
top pair.
Gets called by 2 other players, and you got to feel a little uncomfortable with your PS there. You got 2 players that has called you.
Yeah, you typically expect people with top pair to bet it themselves, so not always the case, but pretty regular.
So now Brenda checks it over here. PS, pair of 7s now. That's the last time he got 2 players that called. See what he looks to do here.
Possibly made the best hand now, but if he does hold the best hand, it's probably not one he can bet for value. And
Whoa.
given that size, I would say he is not betting for value.
No, it's almost a pot-sized bet. 120, the bet from PS. HN's gonna let it go. And a check, check raise from Brenda.
All in for a pile there with top pair no kicker.
Yeah, and Brenda
King 7.
put the clamps on.
I would have been thinking right there. Well, then probably beat.
Brenda takes down another one.
A little bit of a comeback here for Brenda.
Again, guys, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys watching. This is 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stack Cash Game. We'll try to take this live stream about 11:15 tonight. Be back at it tomorrow with a 2-2 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stack Cash Game. Be running a lot of 2-2 and 2-5 for the next couple.
So the dealer button gets to go first. If you want it, you can have it. Let me know. I said if you ever want it, no, it doesn't matter for me.
There are 12 days of promotion going on.
I got you extra.
All day in the nowheres. We appreciate the sub regardless. It's getting closer to 10,000 subscribers on our channel. Like I said, less than 100 left until we hit that 10K sub mark on the YouTube channel. All right, PS, pretty solid hand here. Ace Queen suited.
We should do mandatory straddle. Y'all cool with that? Mandatory straddle?
Sounds like the table's discussing a mandatory straddle under the gun.
Under the gun. Yeah, under the gun.
HN, King 10 suited after PS puts in the raise to 40. He's going to put in the call. Benjamin called as well, 7-6 suited. Miss Brenda, who's made some moves tonight, puts in the call as well with Ace-5 offsuit. So we've got 4 players to the flop. Eight, 7 tray, so a pair of 7s for Benjamin. Backdoor to clubs for Brenda.
Have been overcards for both PS and Alex, HN.
Yep. PS is going to continue his aggression. That's 80 here with his overcards, ace queen suited. HN does fold. Benjamin
putting in a raise.
Did I hear 215 as the raise? Yeah, all right.
He does just have middle pair, but very dynamic board, so willing to try to end the hand here.
Calling Benjamin Button on that hand, defended his button straddle, and he takes it down.
Actual factual.
Mm-hmm.
Benjamin did that partly just because PS has been so aggressive.
He really has. And there's no sign of PS slowing down either.
Yeah. Really good.
So he's trying to kind of deter that type of action too.
Chips are locked down?
I didn't play.
No, that's
Call
it.
and fold.
Yeah, they're locked down.
Locked down.
Lock the bank.
So you want me to bet, Craig?
No, I just want to know where I
I
sit.
actually call almost 80 minutes, but
I'm fucking with you.
I'm going to call you when you go all in.
No, I don't think you will. That's all.
Miss Brenda now has a hand, pocket jacks, but unfortunately, I don't think anyone has anyone to go along with her.
I pocket sevens.
And Indy
It was 7.
gonna let it go.
7, 4,
Miss Brenda gonna go ahead and take the walk with the jacks.
something like that.
One way to win a hand, pocket jacks.
They almost didn't believe you because there's a flush draw and you're not trying to bet me out. So I thought you
The
had
board paired too on that.
Yeah, 4-4.
Yeah. So I put you on the flush draw. If it didn't have a flush, I would have called you with a pocket like a pair of deuce.
Oh yeah, that's it? I thought you had a 10.
No. That's why I always call you if there's space. Because then I would have called you. Because I don't believe anything you say. So maybe that space is safe.
HN and Walter talking about a hand they played against each other a few hands back.
Hey, we're doing a mandatory straddle.
Oh, I didn't got called.
Good.
I was about to put it out there.
But just get $10 out there anyways.
I was about to put it out there until I saw it now.
Antonio gets back before, well, after, I should say, with the hand's already been done. Uh-oh. PS has the Rockets. Pocket aces for PS. Brenda's already raised it. We know a 3-bet's coming. We'll see how much he's going to put in. It's like 150 is the 3-bet from PS. HN pocket 5s. Let's it go. Brenda puts in the call. Well behind. 7-5-4 flop. Doesn't really connect with anybody. Rainbow board. Yes, bets 175 and Brenda immediately folding.
I thought you were going to re-raise. I would have. I flopped set.
HN would have flopped the set.
With now her raise 50 free before you raise. I would have called 150. If you raise 50. If you wouldn't raise big up, 50, I would have called him. You like would have called 150. What do you see? You got to Thanks. Oh. Best hand. Oh. I don't fold those pair every day, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a raise.
It's true. HN doesn't like folding, especially a pocket pair like that. Likes to play it, but
I mean, I would have called 150 with him. He's out there, I think, or is he going to...
Come in, I'm ready.
Oh. 50. But it's a good hand every time.
So PS put in the raise. HN does call. Indy called as well. We got 3 players, ace 10, 6-4, king 9. So a gut shot for HN. Backdoor to spades for both PS and Indy. Indy also with a gut shot. PS is going to go ahead and bet here. That's 75. And Indy lets it go as well, so PS is going to take this down.
Right now, yes. With
Get best hand. Spicy. High hand, table 59.
All diamond flop, jack, queen, ace.
I fold the king of diamonds.
oh, so
Nah, I'm kidding. I did it. It was coming. Nobody had it. It was coming.
I bet chip if they took points on high end. High end, yes. He also,
We have a disadvantage because it's so slow.
but
Like, hands.
if he hit, there is a promotion for a 1-card roll. I think that it's like $100 and a check. And the same for the steel wheel. So it's the same.
Minus the jacket, though. Steel
Yeah,
wheels
you
is
made
the extra
one
100.
check.
Oh, you already had a cue.
No, I was lying. I was lying to my pet.
Play something else.
All right, guys, continuing the action here. And now Brenda has the aces. Pocket aces for Brenda. Second time aces has shown up tonight. PS now, pocket sixes. Feel like he's going to go ahead and put in the call. He does. Benjamin, 8-5 suited, going to go ahead and put in the call. And now here's Zach under the gun. Did straddle. King Jack offsuit.
Reasonable to try to squeeze this hand.
Yeah, so kind of was wondering if that's what maybe he elects to do here. And he is. 3x, 75, or 70, excuse me, almost 3x.
That's an amount that pretty much expects a call.
Or a 3-bet from Brenda.
Yeah, or, well, minimum a call, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
But Brenda here was sort of hiding the strength of her hand, raising small pre-flop,
Yeah, I regret that.
and then just absolutely bushwhacking Zach there.
Yep, Zach goes, I kind of regret that now.
It likely would have been more expensive than that if you just called and hit like a king or jack and lost, so in a way he may have still saved money.
Yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
definitely that's what it looks like for sure, because if Brenda just called that flop and he did, as you mentioned, either,
You got 5 balls.
Hitting a king or jack or even draw
yep,
may cost him more than just that extra 45.
he was going to be in trouble for sure.
That's why he has to be winning. You gotta do it.
That's part of why you kind of squeeze a hand like that too, just because it's not really a disaster when you get 4-bet. Your hand wasn't any very good anyways.
Yep.
You like to do that, don't you? How do you know which one's which? That's fun.
He got the right one. It's supposed to be the top one.
I'd be like,
He doesn't know yet.
yeah. I call bullshit.
It's a guess.
It ain't fair. It's not.
I'll take a drink. Yeah, you get free one. Too much.
HN there punishing the limp, getting it through. Fine to take it down, 6-5 offsuit there. A win is a win. James, if you're talking about the 3-bet by Zach, I definitely agree. Going from 25 to 70, it's just like,
Yeah.
you're just building a pot and you're out of position, and you're not going to get both PS and Brenda to fold there.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't even 3x to bet.
Yeah. People are here to play flops, regardless of the price.
Yep.
May as well not give them a good price. Probably should have just called.
Oh, you won't forget now.
Just calling there's way better than making it only 70. So Walter opening it up from under the gun. Jack 10 off. Benjamin, another suited connector.
Benjamin's getting quite a few of these hands.
Yeah, getting a lot of suited connector, gap suited connectors. Gonna flat ski.
Zach also going to go ahead and flat with ace-10 suited. Brenda as well. Looks like she is going to come along.
Group of reasonable hands coming to this flop.
Yeah, a couple suited hands. 3 spades could be disastrous, though. 6 tray, 6 rainbow board.
Everyone left without much of a hand here.
Yeah, didn't really connect with anybody.
Brenda gonna take a stab.
waiting.
Zach puts in the call, though, with his 2 overs.
Yeah, the bet was pretty tiny, so Zach kind of felt obligated to call.
And now he got smoked on the turn.
He did get smoked, unfortunately. Ace-10 was good until it wasn't.
Yep. Queen gets there for Brenda.
Just like that, she's pretty much on fire. Last 3 times she's gotten into pots, she's had a pretty good result happen.
Yeah, you know, she's made some moves, too. Got a bluff through earlier. She's also, you know, been making some solid plays tonight.
Bomb pot.
All right, bomb pot time. Hour and a half down the live stream. Here's a look at the VPIPs. Again, all pretty high. 28% being the lowest VPIP. Especially with how active this game has been, yeah. So 28% VPIP for Antonio. Zach, Indy, PS, HN. And then here's a look at who's up. Yeah, HN still up the most right now. 17-20, he's up. Antonio, not a lot of fluctuation. He hasn't really played a lot of hands since he had that big triple up from that first hand. Walter up a little bit as well. Indy and PS right now, the most stuck at the table. Indy has done 4 min buys, and he's stuck over 1,000.
Yeah.
7 of us? 75.
Yeah, there's a list for this.
They definitely have 9-3. Not ace-10.
Check.
9.
Check. Check.
What's that? No. 125?
So, double board bomb pot here. Walter with a monstrous hand on both boards. Ace-Jack. Top pair on each board. Again, this is one of those situations that Walter's in where pretty much in a heads-up pot, there's just no way you can be beaten on both boards, barring like someone having pocket aces specifically. So it's a hand that should definitely be played quite confidently. Ooh. You see not much change on both boards on the turn, but Walter electing to check. Maybe a little inducing action, maybe a little see what happens. See kind of how interested Benjamin and Zach are in their hands. Because like I said, Ace-Jack, both these boards in a heads-up pot with someone, it's just hard to imagine ever being beat here. It's possible, but it's just not likely. Now Zach, pretty much out of the hand. $400 bet to him. Gut shot one board, 10 that's unlikely to be good other side. Could have arguably folded the flop in his position. And Walter's shipping it in immediately. Benjamin only playing for one board with the Jack-9. 4 on the river up top, so Jack-9 gonna hold there. And Ace-Jack all the way good on the bottom.
How would I have 10? I had 10-7, so 8, 10-7 with the 4 counter.
I did Jack for her. They're out.
If 7 was on the turn, I could have called. And then we would have shot.
Man, it's easy to lose your whole stack.
Yeah. Trust me.
Being alone, it's even easier.
Yeah, I've made a lot. And I've lost the whole stack.
Straddle in one, is it?
Yeah, straddle.
Yeah, it's mandatory.
I didn't know it was under the Sorry.
So as you heard on the table, mandatory straddle is in place now. under the gun straddles will be in effect every hand, I assume. So PS trying to limp up front with 10-9. Again, Zach. So Benjamin opening to 40. Zach 3-betting to 90. Slight difference here is that only one person has played for the raise to 40. And also Zach is in position, so the smaller 3-bet makes a little more sense. Flop 7-5-4 rainbow. Benjamin top set. Zach with some overcards and a flush draw. Turn check check, or pardon me, flop check. Turn was betting a calm. Now Benjamin making a boat on the river, so going value town here for sure, but unlikely to find any action here. It looks like he went quite big too. Yeah, 400 full pot. And the old adage is big bets mean big hands, and Benjamin definitely was in line with that there, betting full pot on the river with the full house. Even if Zach kind of hand like pocket aces, he may have let that go there.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
I saw that. Nice little bit. Sorry about that.
Again, guys, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys watching. Again, back at it tomorrow as well with a 2-2 deep stack cash game. Get that live stream going around 6:15 tomorrow. Be doing $1,500 high hands every hour tomorrow, beginning right at noon. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 12 Days of Christmas promotion will begin at noon. So do get here a little earlier than you would normally for when that promotion does start up tomorrow. In the meantime, though, $1,400 high hands every hour going tonight until midnight. And like I said, in the 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock hour, that's going to be for the WPT Voyage Cruise Package that we're going to be giving away tonight as well during the high hand promotion, 12 Days of Christmas. As always, guys, you can check out our website, bestbyjacks.com, for all the details when it comes to promotions, tournaments, live stream schedule, and much more. 10 ace queen flop. Doesn't hit anybody.
Kind of saw Antonio get after it pre-flop here.
And Indy immediately goes all in. Oh, the Antonio calling?
Yeah, it was 20 into like a
Yeah,
pot
it
of
wasn't
160,
a lot.
so it was,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was just a nothing bet.
Yeah, pretty much. So Indy will go ahead and scoop this one up, though.
Doubles up, but that's still lower than a min buy-in
Very much so.
for him.
Welcome back, Force.
Sometimes those really short stacks are just kind of like annoying nets that you almost want to get them all in just so that they either get back to a respectable stack or you bust them and they have to buy back in. Is sometimes the feeling. It's also something we rarely see on the stream, to be honest.
Yeah, usually when our 2-2 and 2-5 games, everyone basically buys in for the max or comes in for the max, but...
Yeah, or at least half of the max.
Yeah.
Typically don't see the minimum.
Well, especially in 2-5.
Yeah.
Rarely see it. Like I know Jeremy, who plays on our live stream a lot, he usually does min buy quite a bit. I think he's the only one that I've seen that's min buys and then spins it up pretty good. Although Antonio firsthand when he got the first triple off that was the case as well.
That was definitely a hell of a start for him, being in that gutter right away.
Well, and it also happened to complete HN straight as well too. So it's like this, all kinds of things just worked out for him there in that hand.
Yeah, if you want to talk about a hand you would consider a setup hand, that one would definitely be.
Very much so.
Okay. You asked for it. I'm good at that.
The only thing missing from it was Antonio having a full stack and probably still doubling through HN.
You
Zach here, queen 10. Gonna open and raise. By the way, Brian, while you're out, they did pretty much agree to the mandatory straddle. Brenda here, ace king suited.
I like it. Like it. Keep the action going.
Just flat calling. Now Walter going with the 3-bet squeeze. Suited king X in position. Might get Zach out, but unlikely to get Brenda out. Nope, Zach gonna call. Zach's definitely been willing to put in some action here. Brenda with the snap call as well. It's odd with the timing of her actions. I don't think she ever really considered 3-betting or 4-betting when those were options for her in the moment.
Deuce king tray flop. So Walter hits his king, but so does Brenda.
Yep, and it is a 3-way 3-bet pot. So hands like king queen, king jack, even maybe ace king sometimes definitely are in frame here.
Brenda just goes ahead and fires out a $300 bet. Walter going to go ahead and put in the call. Zach quickly folding.
Yeah, both flopping top pair, ace on the turn.
Oh boy.
Might save Walter money, and Brenda goes snap all in.
Yep, that's an immediate tell with how quick Brenda went all in there. As soon as that turn card hit, she said all in.
Yeah, as soon as we saw the frame of it turning over, pretty much we heard it.
Yep.
Yeah. Walter was already on pretty shaky ground, top pair, no kicker.
Right.
Overcard and immediate all in his face. It's hard to imagine being good there.
Yep. Well, especially after how quick Brenda announced all in.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. Like, didn't waste any time with that.
Sometimes the immediate move is a tell of, like, they didn't care what the card was, but which could be actually true because she had top pair, top kicker already. Other times it's just a big strength tell. Zach back in at ace queen suited.
No, here we go. I asked for it.
HM back in the
I
mix.
asked for it. You're right.
Suited ace.
HN's like, I've sat on the sideline way too long. I need to get back in this hand.
All suited hands in the mix here.
Ooh, Jack ace 10 flop. So both HN and Zach hit their ace. Miss Brenda, though, a gutter.
Yeah, backdoor flush draw for Brenda as well.
7 of clubs on the turn. Now Zach, top pair plus nut flush draw.
Very enviable position for him. Best hand and best draw here.
HN will go ahead and bet. That's 80, about a third of the pot.
With flop checking through, HN can have some reasonable expectation his ace could be good. So this bet makes a lot of sense. And Zach taking an odd line, checking back the flop, then raising the turn bet.
A little more than our min raise from Zach, 180. Brenda with her Broadway draw. Lets it go.
It is a turn raise, and you have only top pair in HN spot. Then no, and then this.
Good fold.
Expects to be drawing dead, so, or like drawing near dead a lot of times, so letting it go. Good fold there by HN.
Yeah, even here Zach gave props. He's like, wow, good fold.
See, when you play, I can win. I would have folded because I have both. I had I need to hit my second card to win. I already have that mobile. No. When it's my turn. draw, flush draw, top pair. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Did have everything just about. PS going to go ahead and put in a raise. A 50 with pocket tens.
I would have. Usually I call. Right now it looks like it's really dry.
HN getting out of the way with ace 10 offsuit.
Yep, and there's Benjamin putting in the call with king jack suited. Pocket fives for Zach. Did straddle. Again, they're doing a mandatory straddle under the gun.
Yeah, effectively a 2-5-10 game.
Alexa put in the call. Walter priced in. Going to call as well.
7-3 deuce. 10 still an overpair in PS's position. Zach going to take a stab with fives here. Only overcard being the 7, so decent chance of being good here with the fives. But right now, not the case.
Walter puts in the call.
So PS's spot on this board. Possible flush draw, possible straight draw. Chance for overcards peeling off. Yep.
Looks like he is going to
Got raising chips in hand.
put in a pot-sized raise just about. Maybe a little more.
Yep, raise it to 400 total.
Benjamin's already out of there. Now Zach. Kind of a weird spot because pocket fives, there's only one over on the board. You do have a backdoor to diamonds potentially, but even then it's a very small backdoor to diamonds.
Yeah, this type of action is just not what he was looking for when he bet the flop to begin with. He was looking for maybe one caller or all folds. Not a caller and a raiser. Zach has definitely deliberated some of his moves, even though they feel like obvious. Like it feels like he's just. It really feels like he's just gonna fold here.
Thank you. All right, 18's back.
All right, so we'll do that Indy all in, and then action so with Benjamin and HN, but a dry side pot, nothing in there yet. So I'll check around the entire way. King on the river does complete spades, but Jack 10 for Indy is going to be the winner.
Would have loved to see the, how the action like gets replayed, or not replayed, but like the list of what actions are taken.
So I think that
when it's
only,
heads up.
Yeah, I think that only pops up when it's heads up. So since there was a third player in this, it's not going to show that.
I folded a damn king. I folded king 7.
Trying to finding it hard to believe that HN got in pre-flop for $200 or something like that.
Right.
But it seems like it would have to be, because I don't know when Indy would get it in otherwise, other than before the flop.
Carson, that's how his game's been. It's been all right. It's been a pretty solid game. A lot of pre-flop action that we've seen. Players have been pretty active for the most part, so it's been a pretty decent game on our live stream tonight.
Yes, suited connector. We get ourselves the best bet heads up.
The way it's looking.
5-way flop coming at you.
Deuce 8-4, 2 hearts. Nobody with backdoor for Zach and Indy for hearts, but
top pair for both Benjamin and PS.
Benjamin, though, has PS outkicked significantly.
Wow, Benjamin immediately betting 100 when checked to him. Very big stab into this pot.
Does fold around to PS.
Yep, top pair, no kicker.
Puts in the call.
I think
Deuce
he has.
pairs the board.
I think he has some expectation his 8 is no good, because of the way we saw him kind of hesitating on the flop. Safe card for Benjamin. Going to continue betting.
And let's see what PS elects to do here. 175 to bet. Wonder if he elects to give it up here.
Definitely appears like Benjamin has a top pair or an overpair type hand. That big flop sizing on a 2 flush board followed by another bet.
Yeah, you're for PS, you have a horrible kicker.
Yeah, and your kicker doesn't even help you if they have an overpair.
Right.
Once that deuce pairs the turn. So
Equity drops tremendously after that.
Yeah, and he can be more certain once Benjamin bets that his supposition on the flop is pretty likely to be true. Early on in the hand, it's definitely a lot more uncertain exactly where your opponent's at. Back at it though, 10-7 suited.
Another suited connector for PS. He's gonna put in the raise. He is not taking that foot off the pedal. Uh-oh, Brenda ace-king suited in the big blind, 3-bets it.
Yep. Sizable 3-bet. Now Walter, king-queen. There's definitely a difference between Brenda 3-betting and certain other players, but he's going to like to call the king-queen here.
Usually if we've seen Brenda 3-bet, she's had a pretty massive hand.
Yeah, that's why king-queen is kind of a hand that gets hurt a lot by that. Chance of just being up against a pocket queens are better, or an ace queen are better, all hands that dominate you.
PS is going to put in the call.
3-way, 3-bet pot.
Tray 5 ace, and Brenda does hit her ace.
Typically when a pot is 3-bet, you expect it to be heads up, but we've had a good number of 3-way pots here tonight.
Now essentially a pot-sized bet from Brenda is going to get Walter and PS to fold and let it go.
No real draws on the board. Kind of strange to see that very large size bet.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of surprised that she threw out that big of a bet there.
Yeah, if your opponent even had a hand like ace-6 suited, they might give you credit